I'm delighted to add the IR35 section to YouTube. I think it's some of our strongest work, and up until now it's only been available to our members at ukcontracting.co.uk. But from today, it's free for everyone. In this video, I'll be looking at all aspects of IR35. What is it? Why was it introduced? And most importantly, how to stay outside of IR35. I'll also be looking at each section of the business entity test, so you'll never be in the dark about IR35 again. You've heard about IR35, but never really fully understand what it is and how it affects you. And how do you know if you're inside or outside of IR35? Well, in this video, we're going to explore all the different aspects that make up IR35. By the end of this, you should have a good idea if you're inside or outside IR35 and how it affects you. But first, what is IR35? IR35 is HMRC's way of countering tax avoidance by people who disguise their employment. In the past, it was very common for people to finish their employed positions on a Friday and return back on a Monday to the same company doing the same job, but as a contractor. This means that the contractor can now take home even more money if they're using a limited company or a partnership as a payment vehicle. By using a limited company or a partnership, contractors are able to reduce the amount of income tax and national insurance they pay. As you'd expect, HMRC aren't very happy about this, and IR35 was introduced to try and stop people from going out contracting when they should be employed. In 2012, the business equity test was introduced to try and define what risk levels you're at with IR35. What this test set out to do was paint a picture of the contractor's company, help clarify to the business owners what HMRC properly defines as a company, and what areas they need to be improved on so not to be affected by IR35. Substitution, or the right of substitution, means that a contractor has the right to send a replacement with the same skill set to perform the contracted task. If your contract states that replacements are able to be sent, then your personal service is not required and will almost always stop any IR35 challenge by HMRC. It's important that you, the contractor, has control over the substitution. The client shouldn't be able to refuse the replacement that has been sent. It's also important that the contract states that any expense occurred in providing a substitution will be paid by the company and not the client. What HMRC likes to see is companies who bring in contractors for the skills, not the person. Contractors are brought in by companies because of their expertise in a particular field. So very few contractors will be told how to perform their tasks. You should try to make it clear in your contract that most of the decisions related to your tasks are yours to make, as long as they don't affect the final deliverable. If you're unsure of the issue of control, think of what, when, where and how. What work your client tells you to perform, where your client tells you to work, when your client tells you to work, how should you do the work? You should try to make sure that you're in control of all these aspects. While mutuality of obligation, or MU as it's known, is one of the key tests in defining your IR35 status, very few contractors will be affected by it, because usually after a contract is finished, there is really any obligation by the client to offer a new contract or a contractor to feel obliged to accept a new contract that the client is offering. While not many of you will be affected by MU, it's important to make sure that your contract reflects that you have the right to refuse further work from the client, that you're able to pick and choose your projects, and it is never expected that you turn up to the client's office to perform given tasks just because they say so. When an employee makes a mistake, generally they are not expected to reimburse the company for the mistake or expected to work for free to rectify this mistake. Now, this isn't the case when you're contracting. If you make a mistake as a contractor, you should be expected to fix your own problem at your own cost and provide any extra resources to get the contract or the project back on track. Or you could see your contract terminated early and not being able to collect the full fee. While this example is at the extreme level, I hope none of you will never have to go through this situation. There are many ways to show financial risk if you get a knock on the door from HMRC. Invoicing for the work you've completed, situations where you've had to negotiate on price, receipts for stock and supplies, any bad debts that you've had to suffer, projects that didn't turn a profit, projects that you made more profit than you expected due to completing the work early. The final tip is to make sure that your contract has a fixed price for the work and an approximate date of completion. It's normal for people to want to fit in when starting a new company. You want to feel part of the team, feel like you belong at that company, but in the eyes of HMRC, contractors aren't able to do this. While many judges consider part and parcel to be a ridiculous measure of employment status, it's important to avoid looking like an employee. It can be hard to distinguish the difference between a contractor and a permanent employee, and the conveniences that a company offer to make you feel at home could be the very things that bring you to the attention of HMRC inspectors. Some of the things to avoid when contracting: don't use the transport provided by the company or carpool with employee. Don't accept the free lunches on offer or use the company canteen. Don't accept the invitation to the Christmas party. Make sure that you sign in every day instead of using a pass. Only use your own business cards and not the ones issued by the company. And make sure you aren't a first aider or a fire warden. The provision of equipment tests can be very difficult for many contractors. If you think of an IT contractor, they are going to be expected to use their client's equipment or network. An oil contractor is going to use the tools that are on the rig and not bring their own. Unfortunately, this brings up a number of complications with IR35. First, by using the client's equipment, you are part and parcel of the business. There is no financial risk taken by the contractor in investing in their own kit, and you are being controlled by the client. It's recommended that contractors purchase equipment which are related to the area of contracting. You may not have to use them, but at least that you can show that you have them. Another way is to develop some tools that help you in your area of contracting. HMRC likes to see you run business on your own account. Now, there are a number of ways that you can demonstrate this, but most of them related to marketing. Now, this makes sense as a real business markets themselves to generate more clients. So it's important to have the following to show HMRC that you mean business. Have a professional looking website. Get business cards, letterheads, and other stationery made. Create and use social networks that have your company name on them. Have listings in local and niche-based directories. Try and get some mentions in local press or trade press. Do work which is outside your main contract. Host open days, networking events, or just sponsor them. Make sure you have a business phone number. Now, you may be reluctant to have all of these due to the costs involved, but it pales in comparison to the expense of being caught by IR35. Thank you for watching. We hope you gained some valuable knowledge that will help you in your contracting career. If you have any questions about this video or you're having any other issues, then please put them in the comments box or tweet me at Greg Dixon, and I'll make sure that I respond to them in a video or a blog post or email as soon as possible. If you think others will benefit from this video, then please do share it with them. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. We've got a lot of things planned over the next few months, and we would love you to be part of it.